The twin boys, Keto and Kibu, were playing by the river when they suddenly had a shared vision. In their minds, they saw an enormous invisible serpent coiling around their mother, Nia. Though the serpent couldn't be seen with normal eyes, its presence felt menacing. The twins immediately sensed that this vision was more than just a dream, it was a warning. They rushed home to find their mother safe, but the image of the invisible serpent wouldn't leave their minds. Nia noticed their troubled faces and asked what was wrong. Keto hesitated, but Kibu blurted out the vision. Nia laughed, thinking it was just their wild imaginations, but the twins knew there was something more to it. The next day, the twins couldn't shake off the feeling that their mother was in danger. They tried to warn her again, but she brushed it off. As they wandered through the village, they noticed things were not as peaceful as usual. People were whispering, and a sense of unease hung in the air. Keto and Kibu began to suspect that their vision was a metaphor for something hidden and dangerous within the village. Determined to protect their mother, the twins decided to investigate. They split up to ask their friends and neighbors if they had noticed anything strange. To their surprise, everyone seemed to be keeping secrets. Some villagers avoided eye contact, while others quickly changed the subject when the twins approached. It was clear, something was wrong. Keto and Kibu met at their favorite mango tree to discuss their findings. Both had noticed how the villagers were acting strangely. They concluded that the invisible serpent was a symbol of a hidden threat, something that was quietly growing stronger. The twins made a pact to uncover the truth, no matter how long it took. They started by observing the village elders, who usually gathered under the baobab tree to discuss important matters. The twins noticed that the elders were meeting more frequently, and their expressions were tense. Keto suggested they try to listen in on one of the meetings. They crouched behind a bush, straining to hear the elders' hushed voices. The twins' first attempt to eavesdrop was unsuccessful, as the elders were too quiet. That night, Keto couldn't sleep. He kept seeing flashes of the invisible serpent in his mind, its eyes glowing with malice. He woke Kibu, who had been having the same dream. They decided to sneak out and explore the village under the cover of darkness. As they wandered, they overheard two villagers whispering near the old well. They spoke of a powerful figure in the village who was using deceit to manipulate others. Keto and Kibu realized that the hidden enemy was not an actual serpent but someone with a serpent-like nature who thrived on lies and manipulation. They returned home, their determination to uncover the enemy stronger than ever. The following day, Keto and Kibu focused their attention on Nia's friend, Auntie Sonyu, who had been acting suspiciously. She had always been close to their mother, but lately, she seemed distant. The twins watched her closely, noticing how she frequently met with other villagers in secret. Kibu suggested they follow her to see where she went. Auntie Sonyu led them to a secluded spot near the edge of the forest, where she met with a group of villagers. Keto and Kibu crept closer, hiding behind a large bush. They heard Sonyu talking about controlling the village through fear and spreading lies. The twins realized that she was the hidden enemy, using deceit to gain power and influence. The twins were stunned by their discovery. They needed to find a way to expose Auntie Sonyu without putting their mother in danger. They returned home, pretending everything was normal. Over dinner, they quietly observed Nia, wondering if she was aware of her friend's deceitful nature. Keto and Kibu knew they had to act quickly but wisely. They devised a plan to gather evidence of Auntie Sonyu's actions. Kibu suggested they start by collecting stories from the villagers who seemed most affected by the recent changes in the village. Keto agreed, and they decided to speak to the elders first, hoping to gain their trust and support in exposing the truth. Keto and Kibu began their investigation by talking to Elder Mwangi, one of the wisest men in the village. They carefully chose their words, hinting at the invisible serpent without revealing too much. Elder Mwangi listened intently and nodded thoughtfully. He admitted that the village had changed, but he couldn't pinpoint why. Encouraged by his response, the twins shared their vision of the invisible serpent. Elder Mwangi was intrigued and confessed that he had been feeling uneasy as well. He agreed to help the twins by subtly questioning the other elders and gathering information. Keto and Kibu left his heart feeling hopeful for the first time. Over the next few days, Elder Mwangi discreetly gathered information from the other elders, who had also noticed a shift in the village's atmosphere. Meanwhile, Keto and Kibu continued to observe Auntie Sonyu. They discovered that she was spreading false rumors about various villagers, causing mistrust and division among them. The twins realized that Auntie Sonyu was the root of the invisible serpent. The web of lies she spun was strangling the village's unity. They knew they needed concrete evidence to confront her. Kibu suggested they record one of her secret meetings. They borrowed a tape recorder from a traveling merchant who occasionally visited the village, eager to catch Sonyu in the act. Keto and Kibu waited for the perfect opportunity to record Auntie Sonyu. They followed her to another secret meeting and hid the recorder nearby. As they listened in, Sonyu spoke openly about her plans to manipulate the villagers and undermine Nia's influence, as Nia was respected and trusted by everyone. The twins retrieved the recording and played it back at home. They finally had the evidence they needed. Nia, who had grown increasingly concerned by her son's secretive behavior, overheard the recording. She was shocked to recognize Sonyu's voice. Keto and Kibu explained everything, and Nia agreed to help them expose the truth. With Nia's support, the twins approached Elder Mwangi and played the recording. He was appalled and immediately called for a village meeting. The entire community gathered under the baobab tree, curious about the urgent assembly. Keto and Kibu stood nervously as Elder Mwangi played the recording for everyone to hear. Gasps of disbelief filled the air as the villagers recognized Auntie Sonyu's voice. Sonyu tried to deny everything, but the evidence was irrefutable. Nia stepped forward, urging the village to value honesty and transparency. She reminded everyone of the importance of trust and unity, and how easily they could be destroyed by lies. With Sonyu's lies exposed, the invisible serpent that had coiled around the village began to unravel. Sonyu confessed that she had been spreading rumors out of jealousy, wanting to hold power over the village. She apologized, but the damage had been done. The elders decided that she needed to make amends by serving the community. The villagers were relieved to know the truth, but trust needed to be rebuilt. Nia, with the twins' help, organized a series of community meetings where people could openly share their feelings and concerns. Slowly but surely, the village began to heal, and the invisible serpent's grip loosened. Keto and Kibu watched with pride as their village slowly returned to its former harmony. The open meetings helped villagers voice their grievances, and Nia guided the discussions with kindness and wisdom. Auntie Sonyu, though ashamed, participated in the meetings and worked hard to regain the villagers' trust through her actions. The twins learned that honesty wasn't just about telling the truth, it was about being true to oneself and to others. They saw how their mother's dedication to honesty and transparency helped the village heal. Keto and Kibu realized that their vision of the invisible serpent was not just about their mother but about protecting their whole community from hidden threats.